In this Palworld video, I bring you 20 plus base building tips, things you need to know about in regards to building particular things, best practices to save space and much more. How's it going guys? My name's DPJ and if you do enjoy the video, leaving a like really helps me out, and if you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. So there are a few things you can do within your base to save space and so forth, and although I won't cover the absolute basics here, there are still things even after the many patches they have applied to this game to fix pathing issues for pals and so forth. There are still certain things you need to make sure you are doing in order to allow things to basically operate right in regards to pals and moving around a base and so forth. There's also some amazing tricks you can use to save tons of space within your base, which we'll go through today. Okay, so let's start with a few of the simpler things here which seemingly people are still having some problems with. Firstly, if you plan on having levels to your base, i.e. floors within your base, here I'd recommend a minimum of 3 walls high. I say this because, like I said, even after the multiple patches within this game and what it's had, pals love to get stuck on certain things, especially with a low ceiling. It happens way too often. And with pals like Germantide and those bigger pals, then you consider the alpha versions of them, you need that space, you need more space, and that's why I suggest if you're going to have floors within your base, make them at least 3 walls high. Now sticking with floors, ways up to said floors are also important for your pals. Now people will tell you you need a minimum of 2 stairs side by side for those larger pals. I'd actually say go 3 side by side, because even with 2 I've seen pals struggle. There also needs to be a space in the way of at least 2 foundations at the top of these stairs for pals to actually clear and get up onto that 2nd or 3rd or 4th floor, especially if near the edge of your base, which is something I see people struggling with. When you build these staircases up floors near the edges of your base, a lot of the time bigger pals will try and avoid going out of your base to climb stairs, so even if you have 2 or 3 stairs next to each other, they can still get stuck, so do keep that in mind. Now another very important tip is, even with all of this, you might notice that some pals just won't travel upstairs no matter what you do. That's because I believe some pals struggle with the idea of stairs. But if you replace those stairs with the slanted roofs, pals like Ozek will actually travel up them, which is weird, yes I know, but it does definitely work, so try it out. I'd also guys recommend a free floor or ceiling space for pals to actually travel up to different floors. I have used 2 in the past, it does sometimes work, but I have seen a couple of instances where pals do indeed struggle, even after the latest patch. So a free floor space or foundation space or ceiling space will be plenty enough for your pals to get up those stairs and onto the next level of your base. Okay, so now we'll move on to some of the best tips you can use in this game to save space. Now most Palworld players know you can stack crop plots, ranches and breeding farms, but there are many other things you can indeed stack just by using a different method. And if you don't know about those stacking crop plots, breeding pens and ranches, I'll cover them later on in the video, but firstly the much newer stuff. Did you guys know you can actually stack pal beds? Yes indeed you can, and to do this guys it's very simple. Now depending on how high you want to go, depending on how many pals you have in your base, stack those advanced storage chests on top of each other. Once you reach that number of, let's say, beds you have in your base, then stop. Then just place a bed on top of that very top storage container, the advanced storage chest. Then delete one storage chest down, build another bed, rinse, repeat until you get to the very bottom. It is as simple as this. Now this method works with many things, and it will allow you to save plenty of space within your base. It's just that you will need bigger spaces between each stacking placement depending on the item you want to stack. For instance, you can also stack those power pods, but you need to have 3 spaces between each power pod. And what I mean by this is 3 advanced storage chests per pod placement. The good thing about this though is with those advanced storage chests you can actually put 2 of these power pods on each one. So let's say for instance you build 9 advanced storage chests high. On the very top you can build 2, you delete then 3 advanced storage chests down, build another 2, delete 3 down, build another 2, and so forth. I think you get the gist here, people. Now guys, you can also do this with mining sites, any of them. You can even mix and match them if you want to. Again, using those advanced storage chests, you only need 2 of each in between each mining site. So if you want 5 mining sites on top of each other, again build up and place down a mining site. You can see I'm using different mining sites here too. Build 1 on top, delete 2 down, build it another, delete 2 down, build it another, and so forth. This even works with a much larger ore mining site too. These are way bigger, but still you only need 2 advanced storage chests in between each stacked one. And don't worry guys, yes, your pals will use them from that ground level even when they are stacked on top of each other. This is a great way of saving plenty of space within your base. You can also guys stack those power springs too. Again, 2 advanced storage chests between each one. You can stack these as high as you want. But people, it doesn't end with these. You can stack almost everything in this game to save you mass amounts of that space. Cookers, you can do crushers, you can do mills, you can do so much more. So experiment people using that advanced storage chest and let me know what you find down below in that comment section. Okay, so sticking to stacking things on top of each other to save that space. You can also do this with those crop plots. This is something I've covered in the past, so I'll make this relatively quickly. But if you use those wooden benches here, stack them on top of each other. I normally go no higher than 6. then place that crop plot on top. This can be any of the crop plots, by the way. You can also mix and match these if you want to. Once you have that one placed on top, delete the bench it is sitting on, then just place another crop plot underneath it and repeat it all the way down to the bottom bench. It really is as simple as that. You can also, guys, stack those ranches, and what's great about this is the fact that all pals will gather on that floor level. Now we know ranches are limited to 4 pals each, but if you stack 3 on top of each other, you can have 12 pals at that floor level, all dropping you things from these ranches, those important materials and ingredients. So stacking ranches is quite simple. Firstly, build a wall, let's say 3 walls high. It's obviously preferably to do this on a flat surface, so if you have to do some foundations, do what you gotta do, but build a wall, let's say 3 walls high for demonstration purposes of this video only. Then what you want to do, guys, is pull out those large containers, then align one against that back wall and just place them side by side, so you have 10 in total, a 5 by 2. It really is as simple as that. This is enough space to drop a ranch up on. Then depending on how high you want to go, build on top of these. It's basically one set of containers per ranch. Once you've gone as high as you want, you may want to build a platform to stand on so you can place these ranches down, or build another large container as I do, that's up to you. But once you've got that ranch down, you simply just delete the 5 or dismantle the 5 storage containers beneath it, place down another ranch and repeat this until you hit that floor level. It really is as simple as that, people. Again, deleting the storage containers as you go down. You can also, guys, do this with the breeding farms, but in here, instead of using a 5 by 2 in regards to 10 storage containers, you need to use 21, which is 7 by 3. This is enough space for you to put down that breeding farm. So you're doing basically the exact same thing here, making sure it's on a flat surface or build it on foundations if needs be. Place a wall at the back so you can snap these large containers too. Using that alignment mode, snap 7 into place, then do 7 in front and then 7 more in front of them. So there's 21 in total, 7 by 3. Then go as high as you want, building on top of each other. Once you hit that perfect height, build that breeding farm, that breeding pen. Then, guys, delete the containers underneath it and put down another breeding farm. It really is as simple as that, guys. Now the only thing about stacking breeding farms is it can get a little bit confusing in regards to knowing what pals are actually breeding here. That's why I'd recommend you setting up breeding pairs via the monitoring stand. That way all confusion with what's being bred here will be eliminated. Guys, you can also stack, if you did not know, assembly lines too. Here I like to do this a particular way, and that is as follows. Firstly, so this is on foundations because I like everything flat and neat. So what I do is I like to build like a small staircase to the right of these first, so that's what I'm going to do. So build up a little small staircase as I do right here. Once this is done, I then use the square tables and stack these on top of each other. Now the placement for me and where I stack these needs to be like a foundation length away from that staircase I built on the right hand side here. But if you are going to be using those bigger assembly lines like the weapon assembly lines and so forth, it may need to go a little bit further, maybe a foundation and a half away from the staircase on your right. I'm just going to be using the gold assembly lines here for this demonstration purposes of this video. But yeah, once you get the gist of this, guys, it's very easy to do. So yes, go to the square tables, a foundation away from the wall on the right, probably in the middle of the foundation. I will just stack, let's say, 3 on top of each other. Then what I'll do, guys, is I'll stack more directly in front of them, but this time 1 less. So I'm basically making like a staircase out of these square tables to sit my assembly lines on. Now notice I'm doing this, like I said, 1 foundation away from the wall on the right hand side or the stairs on the right hand side. Again, if you're using those bigger assembly lines, you may need to go a little bit further to the left, probably like a 1.5 foundation away. But you gotta try and test this, guys. But yes, as you can see right here, I'm building these square tables in like a staircase manner, and therefore then, guys, what I'll do is I'll place on those gold assembly lines, so it's kind of like a staircase stack in what I'm doing here, lining them up with the stairs I made on the right hand side, which gives me ease of access to each one of these gold assembly lines, so I can set those tasks on them. Now once you are done in regards to putting those assembly lines down upon those square tables, from here, guys, you can build a wall behind these to make them look much neater, and you can also dismantle the square tables the assembly lines are stacked on because they will still stay in place. You don't need these tables here, but that is completely up to you. But you want to make it look neat, obviously, people. Another great trick you can use to save tons of space within your base is making those power expedition sites float in mid-air. This is done literally like how you stat things earlier on in the video with the advanced storage chests. You simply build these advanced storage chests up as high as you like. You can go as high as you want, people, 20 high if you want to. Then, guys, you just build the power expedition site on top of them. Then, guys, just remove the advanced storage chests, delete them, dismantle them, and the PAL Expo site will remain in mid-air floating, waiting for you to use whenever you are ready. A great trick. Another great building trick I've covered plenty of times in the past is being able to put down those, well, 2 oil extractors on a single oil node. If you've got an oil node in your base and you haven't got 2 oil extractors on it, you're definitely missing out. Here is exactly how this is done. So placing 2 oil extractors on a single node has never been easier. I uploaded a video the other day helped hundreds and hundreds of people who were struggling with this. But a shorter version for today's video is every single one of these oil nodes are the exact same in design. If you come across to this one right here, guys, you'll see it's the exact same. Everything about it is the exact same. But what you want to do, guys, is you want to look for this section of the oil node right here. Now you can see I work my magic and you can see that distinct shape right there. I mean, you'll see this one right here has like a heart shape to it. These I'd say these four are all like separated by cracks, just like so. And then, guys, we have this distinct section right here. This is the beauty spot, because what this one is, it's the furthest from center to the back, and that's how you get this to work. So find that piece on the oil node you are in, come to the back of it, guys, then simply walk slowly forward and you'll see a bit of blue come through the center, just like so. So what you want to do, guys, is go as far back as you can with the blue, and you'll see sometimes looks like this. Then, guys, just simply go left or right and then simply go back a bit more. You want to get that center point as small as possible, just like that. And you can do this by moving left and right as well as forward and backwards. As soon as you get it to that point, guys, place it down and simply walk forward, and you'll see 100% of the time you've actually got a bit of wiggle room as well here, guys, to place this down. So yeah, you don't even have to be perfect, as I just explained. Place it down, and then, guys, you have two oil nodes on the exact same spot. And again, these oil nodes are the exact same in design all across the map. I've tried and tested this in multiple places. So yeah, there you go, guys, that's how you get this done. Okay, so lastly for today's video, guys, some world settings you can change in regards to helping you out with your base. Firstly, damage to structure multiplier. Turn this down to a 0.5 because accidental damage happens quite often, but if you have raids on and want your base to last more than a couple of raids, bring this setting down. Also, guys, this is something I see in many of my large base construction videos. You want to turn this deterioration rate down to a 0, because what happens with this is it allows you to build outside of your base without your base decaying over time. I've built plenty of bases around my own world here, some of them which I've basically deleted the power boxes out of, but the bases are still standing in place because I've turned this setting down so they won't deteriorate over time. This is a great setting. I do recommend if you're a base builder to turn down to a 0. Also, guys, if you want up to 10 bases within your own world, turn this setting up to a 10. Basically a maximum of 10 bases per guild. If you're in your own world, you're in your own guild, which will mean you can have up to 10 bases on your very own map. Definitely a setting I recommend you toying with. And lastly, guys, is the number of pals you have within your base. Now keep in mind, this will massively affect the way your base lags and operates. It will for sure. I have 30 pals, that's perfect for me at the minute, but you can go up to 50 if you want to. Again though, guys, if you go up too high and it ends up crashing your game, yeah, although it seems like a good idea to have 50 working pals within a base, it will make the game drastically change in regards to just frame rate dropping, things are lagging, so do keep that in mind. 30 for me though is a decent number on my PC, which isn't the best PC in the world, but hey, try this out, get more pals working in your base and just advance quicker. But there we have it, guys, in regards to some of the best base building tips you can have in Palworld. If you have anything to add, let us know down below in the comments section. Guys, if you did enjoy the video, leaving a like really helps me out. If you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and hopefully, guys, I will see you on that next one.